So, you're thinking about Vienna, a city of imperial palaces, grand operas, and, let's be honest, pastries that are on a whole other level. Well, you've come to the right place. This is your First Timers Toolkit. We're going to help you hit the ground running and make your trip not just majestic, but believe it or not, surprisingly easy.
I absolutely love this quote. It might just be the most perfect way to describe Vienna ever. I mean, think about it. An entire empire deciding it just had to have better pastries. That perfectly captures the vibe, right? It's this amazing mix of massive imperial grandeur and a culture that really knows how to enjoy the good stuff. It's a city for both palaces and your palate.
Okay, so you've just landed. You've grabbed your bags from the carousel at Vienna International. Now what? Your first big decision is how to get into the city. And here's the great news. Vienna makes this so easy for you. In fact, they pretty much beg you to skip the rental car.
Right, so you've got two main choices for a quick trip into town, the OBB Railjet and the CAT. The Railjet is all about speed and efficiency. Boom, 15 minutes and you're at the main station ready to connect anywhere. The CAT, or City Airport train, is a minute slower and costs a bit more. So you might be asking, why would I take it? Well, it's kind of what the slide says. You're paying for the vibes. It's a bit more premium, designed specifically for travelers with extra room for your luggage. So it's really a choice between pure, raw efficiency or a slightly more comfortable, welcoming start to your trip. But hey, what if you're on a bit of a budget? Or you just want to save those extra euros for, what really matters, like another coffee and pastry? Then you'll want to look for the S7. This is the commuter train, the local's choice. It's a bit slower, yeah, but it's cheap and gets the job done. No fuss, no frulls. Okay, once you're actually in the city, you're going to discover Vienna's secret weapon. And I mean it, this is a game changer. It's public transit system. The U-Bahn subway, those classic trams, the buses, they're all so perfectly connected. It's like the city itself is guiding you around. It's amazing. Now, a little bit of planning on tickets will save you a ton of money. Seriously, look at these prices from 2026. Buying single tickets every time you hop on a tram is going to add up fast. If you're there for even just one full day of exploring, the 24-hour ticket is a no-brainer. Staying for a while, that 7-day pass is just incredible value. Trust me, think about it for 2 minutes and you'll save a bunch. And if you want the easy button for your whole trip, you should definitely check out the Vienna City Card. Think of it as your all-in-one key to the city. Not only does it cover all your public transport, but it also gets you discounts at a ton of museums and sites. So if you're planning on being a busy tourist, and let's be honest, you are, this card can genuinely save you a good chunk of change. So all this talk about trains and trams brings up a really common question, especially if you're used to driving everywhere. Should you just rent a car to get around the city? Let me make this as clear as possible. The answer is don't. Just don't do it. Seriously, the public transport is so good and the parking rules are so notoriously strict that renting a car in Vienna is basically just signing up for an expensive, soul-crushing side quest where the only goal is to find a parking spot you won't get towed from. Save yourself the headache. All right, so you're zipping around the city like a pro. What do you actually go see? Look, Vienna's imperial history is a lot. It can be totally overwhelming. The trick is to not try and see everything. Instead, think of it like a greatest hits album. You want to focus on the absolute classics to avoid that dreaded tourist burnout. And here they are, the big three, your imperial trio. First, you've got Schoenbrunn Palace, the Habsburgs' absolutely jaw-dropping summer home. Then there's the Hofburg, which isn't just one palace, it's this massive, sprawling complex right in the heart of the city that was the center of the empire. And finally, Belvedere Palace, which gives you this incredible 1-2 punch of stunning Baroque buildings and world-class art. If you only see 3 imperial sites, these are the ones. Okay, now for one of my favorite Vienna pro tips. Let's call it the Ringstrasse tram hack. Your feet are tired, you've been walking all day, but you don't want to stop seeing stuff? What do? You hop on a public tram that goes around the main ring road. For the price of a single ticket, you get a moving tour of Vienna's most magnificent architecture. It's literally a highlight reel of the city. And the best part? You get to do it all sitting down. You're welcome. Vienna has so many incredible museums, you could spend weeks just inside them. But that leads to a very real danger, museum fatigue. So you gotta pick your flavor. Are you into the old masters, like epic, magnificent paintings? Head to the Kunsthistorisches Museum. More into modernism, like the iconic works of Schiele and Klimt? Then the Leopold Museum is your spot. The point is, don't just wander into any museum. Pick the one or two that really call to you. But if there is one single exhibit that will absolutely stop you in your tracks, you have to go to the Museum of Military History. They have the actual car that Archduke Franz Ferdinand was in when he was assassinated in Sarajevo. You know, the event that literally kicked off World War I. Standing in front of it, it's just powerful. It's a really sobering moment that makes history feel unbelievably real and present. All right, we've filled your eyes with imperial splendor. Now it's time to fill your stomach, because you absolutely cannot say you've experienced Vienna until you've dived headfirst into its culinary scene. And trust me, it's just as important to the city's identity as any palace or museum.
So here's your culinary mission, should you choose to accept it. A simple 3-step checklist. Number 1, you have to eat a proper Wienerschnitzel. Not just any schnitzel, a good one. Number 2, you must experience a traditional Viennese coffee house. And number 3, spend an evening kicking back at a Hofburg, which is a local wine tavern. Nail these 3, and you've tasted the real soul of Vienna.
And let's be super clear about the coffee house thing. This is not a grab-and-go situation. A Viennese coffee house is a cultural institution. It's a way of life. The idea is you go in, you order a coffee, maybe a melange, it's kind of like a cappuccino, and maybe a piece of cake, and that table is yours for hours. You can read, you can write, you can talk, you can just sit there and watch the world go by. It's an experience, not a transaction.
Okay, so what happens if you're on a tight schedule? What if you've only got one single day in this magnificent city? Is it even possible? Yes. Don't worry, we've put together a perfect, no-regrets game plan to make sure you get the absolute essence of Vienna, even in a time crunch. Here's how you do it. In the morning, you hit the historic center, wander around the main cathedral, Stephansdom, and then you earn your break at a classic coffee house. For midday, pick one palace, the Hofburg or Belvedere, and just soak in that imperial grandeur. In the afternoon, you visit that one museum you picked out earlier, the one you're really interested in. And then, to cap it all off, you spend the evening relaxing at a cozy Hofburger wine tavern. It's a packed day for sure, but it's perfectly balanced. So after all that, the efficient trains, the massive palaces, the delicious schnitzel, the slow coffee, what's the big takeaway here? What's the one thing you should remember about Vienna? It's actually pretty simple. Vienna is absolutely, undeniably imperial and grand. But its real magic, it's how incredibly easy and livable it is. The whole experience is just smooth. So that's the takeaway. Land, hop on a train, walk with purpose, and make sure you eat with intention. That's Vienna. And once you've done all that, once you've truly mastered the art of the slow coffee, Vienna's perfect location leaves you with one last, really fun question. You're right in the heart of Europe. So, where are you going to go next? Prague? Budapest? Maybe even just a quick day trip to Bratislava. The adventure doesn't have to stop here.